The day's plan from Central Oregon is to head north to a place called White Salmon, Washington. I have no idea what to expect there or how big it is or what's there, but that's where Mosko Moto's headquarters are, and they've left me a strap to repair the luggage. We pass through the regular mix of forest, high desert, little farm towns before we get close to Bend.
Right, while we're here, I thought I would take a look at downtown Bend, maybe grab a cup of coffee. Certainly a pretty backdrop to this town, and it's definitely the biggest town in the area. On you go, mate.
In what I think is a first, I actually managed to pass someone, and then do it again. It's not often you're in the middle of a desert and you have a view of snow-capped peaks in summer.
Somewhere I need to find some foam. I wish I had a Pelican case on the bike because I could use some of that foam to make a shield for the microphone, because we've already lost 2 of them. So the mic is bare right now, hence it may be overly windy or the sound won't come out right. My apologies. Mount Hood National Forest, and I believe that's the mountain we've been catching glimpses of for quite some time. It's also where the exterior filming location for The Shining, the hotel, is up on Mount Hood, about 8,000 feet, I think. Right. GPS just switched itself off again at a pretty inconvenient moment. So we are gonna have to turn ourselves around and get us towards the Hood River. Right, this thing. Continue on Hood River Bridge. We're not on a bridge. Okay, it's got to be behind us. Yeah, we want to go turn around.
A quick word about the Mosko Moto luggage. I have the rackless 80 system, which I believe is the biggest one they make. It is super well made. I really like this stuff, but I'm used to having hard bags, so I'm not used to having to repack things every morning, so it does take more time. And just like that, the forest disappears and turns into vineyards.
We are about to change state from Oregon into Washington over the river. $3 for motorcycles versus $3.50 for a car. That doesn't seem entirely fair.
The Hood River Bridge is one of the old metal grated bridge, and it feels very slippery. The bike feels like it's floating. Maybe it's the knobby tires, but I almost want to go faster to keep the thing straight. $1.86. There it is. And sure enough, the folks at Mosko Moto have left something for me.
Well, not only did I find a package addressed to me, hidden, it's a lovely blue mesh pouch. That's the part I need. Here's the cleats that they thought they didn't have, but they do. And there's an extra buckle here as well, so they've added a couple of extra things. This was all thanks to Amy, who I called yesterday afternoon. She sorted all this out, so I can't thank them enough for doing this. Right, so we've picked up the Mosko Moto stuff. I'm super pleased with that. By the way, they are located in White Salmon, which is an absolutely beautiful little town. Sadly, Everything is either booked up, very expensive, or they do not pick up their phones. Over here, you're looking north of 200 for a room for sure, if not more. Interesting, the town has this kind of little lower level way down the hill. I presume it's classed as the same town. Bicycle repair. Poker. Chips. Oh, it's a bar. Bingen. Ah, Bingen? Bingen? Bingen sounds better. So it is a different little town. Let's leave a gap so we can speed up if need be. It is a weird feeling. They must have big ships or tankers coming through because this is the drawbridge section. What a view. So next step is get stopped, maybe throw the drone up, but also figure out where exactly we are going, because I've been up the Washington coast before, but not the interior, and I know just from the coast, you know, California to Oregon to Washington, everything gets a little rougher, a little more remote, the trees start getting wider, you know, it changes. The local guy I spoke to in White Salmon did mention the word hillbilly or redneck. I'm quoting him. But let's see. You know, Oregon is also kind of a state of two halves, split into the coastal, the forests, and then the desert on the other side, because people seem to forget that it borders Nevada. But I'm kind of glad we stayed out of that. For the most part, kind of stayed in the high desert, coming through the center. Maybe on the way down we'll stick to the coast, I think. Nice cool breeze. I think by then we'll have earned it. And also that's a trip everybody, you know, wants to do or they have done, you know, so we're going to different places, not always the prettiest, but maybe a little more out of the way than usual.
That's cool. Takes pictures forward and back?
Yep, 360.
Wow.
Am I good?
Thank you.
Thank you. We are almost at our home for the evening. Definitely more congestion on this side, but I think it'll do nicely. It's amazing being back at sea level, how much it has heated up. Better try and get back to elevation or get north. You hear the fans on the bike are already running.
It's a short walk to the Egg River Cafe, where I have an impressive looking dinner. But what's even more impressive is the view out the window, probably the best from any cafe I've ever seen.
Right, so we are leaving Hood River this morning, and there's been a change of plans. After talking to a couple of locals, and a guy who rides Husqvarna around here, it was 90 degrees when I pulled into White Salmon yesterday. I come in from the mountains. It was a big change. So instead of heading up north in central Washington, I was told it'd be 4 or 5 hours to the next kind of settlement. And I feel like we've seen enough trees, and I want to get out of the heat. So we're going to the coast. So right now we are heading along the side of the Columbia River west towards Portland, and then we will cut northwest up to a place with a Scottish name. And I'll tell you more about that a bit later. Also, I went into AutoZone, spoke to a guy called Jonathan, and said I needed some small zip ties and a piece of foam to try and make a cover for the microphone. I guess we're going left here. Yeah, I'll take the small road. And he immediately said, "Can you bring the helmet over?" I said, "All right." And then he proceeded to start using all the bits and pieces of tools and materials he had available. I had to buy a tire polishing sponge and we proceeded to cut that up and make a little cover for the microphone. So hopefully today, I mean, he went above and beyond, as did Amy at Mosko Moto. It was a really good day for people helping me fix things. And the GPS is turned off again. This is like the 4th time this trip. It's turned off while it's on a route. Okay. There's the train on the other side. That will be the train that passes Vancouver, Washington, further that way. Oh, a little windy. Beautiful. It's got to be the luckiest train driver in all of North America. Get to work this route. Okay, fuel 6 miles ahead. It's nice and fresh this morning. Definitely I'd say around the 17-degree mark, so much better than yesterday. Apparently when it's hot here there's no wind. The rest of the time it's very windy, and just east of here is kind of known for kiteboarding, that type of thing. And we've had enough of the wind so far, so we'll get out of this before long. Train's still coming. I have found some wider grips, which will stop the rubber surface of the heated grips being worn away by me gripping it so tightly. But there's no way they're going to go on without some kind of lubricant. So now we're off to like a Walgreens to look for hairspray.
The kind lady behind the counter assured me that if it didn't work for my intended purposes, I should return it. It was a tiny can for $15, so I returned it.
Hairspray done. New grips on. A little fat, but I'm sure we'll test out how the heat gets through them once we're out of here. And I guess now we are looking for the bridge over to Washington again. I think the GPS is trying to keep me on the highway again, but we're going to switch over to the motorcycle setting, which I've set it up so it says no highways, U-turns and dirt roads, okay.
Oh, and if you have gyphyrophobia, which is a fear of bridges, you might want to look away for a bit.
Right, so we are heading for a place with a Scottish name, which would be Aberdeen, which was known over 100 years ago as the port of missing people, and also the hellhole of the Pacific. So we've maybe kind of left the touristy stuff behind, headed to somewhere a little more history. But right now I'm going to try and find something to eat in another Scottish place name, a place called Kelso. McDonald's, no. Jack in the Box, never tried it. Applebee's? No, too long. Jack in the Box? Right, Jack in the Box. 6 out of 10? I don't know. And the fact that it was $8 something for a burger with bacon. Kind of pricey for fast food, but not bad. Right. That doesn't seem the right way. Right, slightly lost in this little town. Now, the map here says that there's a through road here, but I don't think that's been here for a long time. New grips are a little ugly, but getting used to them. Takes a lot longer to get the heat through, about almost 10 minutes on setting 4. But I will say the vibrations have improved. Turn right here, and we'll do it Miami style. Right, this should get us back to the highway. Took a little detour because I saw this. Hold on, move the mic. This cool looking bridge. Thank you. PL. That's where we are. Nice little town. We passed through a lot of sort of farmland and a few nice houses to get here. They have a tank. That can't be full size. Food truck, a couple of shops. I guess this was the old rail bridge. Here you get a look at it from the other side. Welcome to Raymond. Definitely been a change in the weather and the temperature. Well, let's just push on. First time we've seen the ocean in a while. Maybe not the day to put the covers over the heated grips. Right, we are going to continue into the rain, but I have managed to shorten the route.
There's probably a couple of things I should tell you about Aberdeen, because it's not exactly a tourist destination. At its peak, around the early 1900s, there were over 30 lumber mills. By the Great Depression and in the 80s and 90s, nearly all of them were gone. It has this kind of rundown look that should be in a video game or something. But like its Scottish counterpart, it's a very sturdy place built on an ocean with two rivers. It was once known as the Port of Missing Men because of the number of sailors and travellers who were murdered and robbed and thrown into the river. One particular local was known as William Goal, known locally as Billy Goole. He was convicted for the murder of two people in 1910, but it's suspected that he may have killed up to 140. Cheery place, this. On a lighter note, this place is also the birthplace of Kurt Cobain. While it does have its problems, it is a place of enormous character and charm and history. Next up, headed north up the coast to somewhere we can find a boat. But it's not going where you think it's going.